Good morning, Wednesday, September 6th. This is the BatX release show on covers. I'm Josh Ingles. He's Derek Carty. These are his plays, his numbers. Good day, DC. A 3 and 5 day, some hooks last night. It always sucks being on the wrong side of the hook, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it does. The hooks were rough. Corey Seager actually wound up getting pinch hit for last night. I don't know if he got hurt or something. He had 2 at-bats, but he struck out in both of them. So that didn't hit. But, it was pretty close to a break-even night, all things considered. The Ernie Clement hit, so that really helped.
Yeah, that one was big. Dean Kremer was probably the biggest letdown. When I saw it, and I didn't stick around for the night and then came back and saw that he went like just 15 outs and hooked us there. So that was a tough one, sadly.
Yeah, I went to bed right before that, but I mean, looking at the box score, like 92 pitches, he didn't even finish the 5th inning. Like, I don't know,
Yeah.
Just
do better, Dean. Do better. Question was, how did it do yesterday? From my count, I have about minus 1.4 units on that day. Yeah, Dean Clement at plus 170. Dean got robbed of a K by the K-friendly ump too. That is, those are the things that just frustrate you if you're live streaming as opposed to waking up and checking it out. We'll tell you what book it is. This is how we're going to do things. This is how we release things. This is how we always do. We'll tell you what book it is, hopefully some secondary books. Then we'll tell you what game we're betting on, followed by the prop market to find the team, the player, and then the play. And then we can usually watch those numbers fall. Another day yesterday of decent closing line value, but that's all we can really hope for at the end. We're not playing the games, but up on the season big. Let's keep going. September. Kids shipped them off back to school. That's got to be a good sign. Let's get started. We're at FanDuel with a really solid number on this play. Secondary books do include DK365 and PointsBet. I do believe US Betway also has this. And who doesn't like starting off with the early game before 1 o'clock game? Let's go. Milwaukee, Pittsburgh. Okay, let's go to pitcher K's. Number is still there. Fantastic for release number 1 today. Let's go. Milwaukee starting pitcher Freddie Peralta under 7.5 Ks minus 102. Peralta under 7.5 Ks minus 102. Obviously a big number for what is north of a 30% K percent pitcher. But Pittsburgh average K percentage team, little wind, pretty hot in PNC. There's always the element of getting, pitchers off their routine at a 12:30 start. I mean, it's subjective at best, but there's something there. What are the projections for Peralta here? He has been striking people out, so this could be the high point of the market.
Yeah, the projection is 6.4, so we're getting about a strikeout under at just about even money, which is really nice, especially when this line's pretty far off from everywhere else. The next best line, I think, is minus 115. Pinnacle's down at minus 146. Like you said, Pittsburgh, not a super high strikeout offense. We have 92 degrees in Pittsburgh today, and there's it's a big number. Getting to 8 strikeouts against a team like that in those conditions is not easy.
Yeah, there's the boys saying about minus 120, minus 125. So even those markets have come down.
Yeah.
So, no, let's start off that with Freddie Peralta under 7.5 Ks minus 102 in the early game. Jumping over to release number 2, we are at 365. Similar price at MGM. DK and PointsBet also hanging a little shorter number here. The game in question, Detroit at New York, the Yankees, Yankee Stadium. Head over there. Let's head over to pitcher strikeouts. LD Yank says FanDuel is hanging a lot of stray numbers this morning. I think they were a little late to post some of their numbers, so they're playing catch up, I think. Because they were late on the Peralta thing. It wasn't open. Peralta wasn't open for a bit. We were going to go somewhere else, and then you got an extra eight or nine points there. All right, let's go. Release number 2. Make sure that number's there. It is release number 2. Yankee starting pitcher Clark Schmidt under 6.5 Ks minus 155. Clark Schmidt under 6.5 Ks minus 155. Let us know if you're looking at that number somewhere else where it is. There are some 5.5s out there. Gets a downgrade, as I know the Bad X projection really likes that a team just saw a team, and that's what we're happening with both Matt Manning and Clark Schmidt today, who their last starts were versus the Tigers and the Yankees, respectively. This is a guy who's a K per inning pitcher, but he doesn't go 6 innings. He doesn't go 6 innings. He's not going 7 innings. And I think the Tigers are still being priced as a strikeout team that they were last year. They're not as bad as they were. That's in everyone's kind of betting mind. What's the projection for Clark Schmidt here?
Yeah, the Tigers are an above average strikeout team. They're not like a crazy one. The projection for Schmidt is 4.8. So at 6.5, that's really nice. That's almost 2 strikeouts under the line. Like you said, there's some 5.5s out there. A few books opened at 5.5. At least a couple dropped to 5.5. Every other book is at least dropping the odds on the 6.5. Pinnacle's minus 182. Bovada's minus 210. So getting in at minus 155 here is definitely nice. Someone's asking the 5.5 plus 120 with a projection of 4.8. That's showing a lot of value too. Honestly, it's close. It's close, but you can absolutely hit that. I like that number a lot. It's the best hitting weather of the day here. It's 92 degrees with some wind blowing out. So this is a really good spot for the under.
Okay, we're adding Clark Schmidt under 6.5 Ks minus 155. We did see Arter say that those in Ontario minus 150 at the Betway. And then, like we said, the 5s and the 5.5s are out there, but with a projection of sub 5, showing value on plus 120, plus 130 for sure. All right, let's keep rolling. If you're enjoying the stream, as we always do, hit that like, subscribe button. As I ask every time, it helps us out. Keep on running. Release number 3. Let's go to Bet Rivers. 365 is, I believe, maybe 5 points different at this time. DK somewhere in that same ballpark. But let's go to a Canby book if it's available for you. We'll go Toronto, Oakland. And we'll go if it ain't broke, don't fix it route here. Head over to player hits. Boom.
We lost a couple points, but that's still fine.
Yeah, I think it's the same price at 365 right now, unless that one's moved. For release number 3, let's go Toronto hitter Ernie Clement under 0.5 hits plus 165. Clement under 0.5 hits plus 165. It's moving north. It's moving south. Sorry, but it's the same situation as yesterday, facing who was it? Ken Waldachuk. Today he'll face another lefty in JP Sears, and he had his 2 at bats. He was hitting in the middle of the lineup, and he got his 2 at bats. They made the move. He went 0 for 2. I would assume basically similar projections for Ernie here today.
Very similar today. It's almost the same thing. 62% pinch hit risk, 3.2 projected plate appearances with a real chance of him only getting 2, but more likely probably 3. He's a guy who's been overperforming this year, not as good as the is in an extreme pitcher's park, pitching weather, and the number's too high. This is our latest kind of pinch hit guy du jour. The markets haven't adjusted on him yet.
Yeah, and if you know anything about the Jays lineup, there are a lot of moving pieces right now with all the call-ups. So there is their ability to pinch hit for more than one guy, which is a lot of teams don't, is a little higher than others. Like when you see guys like San Francisco, they have no problem pinch hitting 2 guys early, where some teams are probably just, we'll just do one spot. But no, with the Jays lineup, there's lots of moving pieces right now. So let's hit Clement, hopefully for back-to-back days at good plus money. Release number 4, MGM. Means we got to be quick. Secondary books include 365 and Bet Rivers. Oh, 155 at DK. Evan says now DK dropped 15 points. All right, let's go back to Yankee Stadium. Detroit, Yankees, Tigers, Bombers. Go find pitcher props. Go find pitcher strikeouts. Minus 105. Minus 105. Lost 10 points. What do you think?
10 points. I think there's several even money ones out there. Actually, River. Can we do Rivers? I think Rivers has the best line. Or would you still have that open, producer? Yeah. Let me double check.
That was a quick move there. Yeah. Also 365. If that's your book of choice too, 365. I'm looking at an even number there.
I think Betway and DK also, unless they've moved.
Ooh, there you go.
Yep,
Plus
there we
102.
go.
Good.
I will take that.
Yep, fantastic. All right, so let's get this one in. The other ones, the even money books that we just mentioned, Bet365, DK, let us know if it's there in the chat. Release number 4, Detroit starting pitcher Matt Manning, under 4.5 Ks, getting this at plus 102 here at Bet Rivers. Obviously, we just saw MGM moved 10 points since the beginning of the show, plus 102 at Bet Rivers. Thank you very much, Evan. DK flat minus 110, so DK has moved. Even money at DK, like I said, or at 365. And Archer just picking off Ontario books right now at great numbers. And then Hughes, he's just giving us a real question there. Pinnacle at 1.813. Let's call that minus 123.
Minus 123, I think. Yeah.
Okay. We'll take that. So Manning's an interesting case. He's 5-0. Like you can laugh at me because I make fun of the way recreational handicappers say, oh, he's 5-3 to the under, but Manning is 5-0 to the under in his last 5, 10-3 to the under in his last 13. Sure. But like digging in, he just saw the Yankees too. So there's that angle, as we mentioned, that they're coming back, and he's averaging 90 pitches per start over his last 10 turns. So familiarity factor, form, plus short leash. There's a lot to like in this, and that's why the market's going under.
There is. And he's been under, like you said, in a lot of his last ones. The projection's been there for all of them. Like I've bet a lot of Manning unders lately, and they've just been cashing because for whatever reason, the market is just too high. He's not a big strikeout pitcher. He's not a good pitcher in general. He's facing a Yankees lineup that is pretty good, more strikeout heavy than they were earlier in the year, but it's a tough spot. It's Yankee Stadium. It's the best hitting weather of the day. Like we said before, like 90 plus degrees, a little bit of wind blowing out. And the market is just tumbling this way. So especially getting in here at 102, I'm very happy.
There you go. Yankees actually showed a bit of pulse at the plate lately too. Yeah, I was on them. The Detroit pitcher yesterday. That was a hard one to project. Fiota or someone, the guy coming in, they were going to put him in the relief situation, and he came in. So I took the chance on it because if he got a long leash like his other starts, those overs would have been easy to cash. But no, they had a blueprint for him, and it was 40 pitches. So they'll get Matt Manning today. Hopefully that keeps running. Release number 5. Let's go to 365. MGM is a second book here. DK probably also an option. Game in question, Colorado at Arizona. Pitcher hits allowed. That's the market we're looking at right now. And like clockwork, it's usually there at 365. Might move here for release number 5. Let's go. Arizona starting pitcher Zach Davies. Over 4.5 hits. -115. Zach Davies over 4.5 hits, -115. Let us know if you're betting it somewhere else, please. As always, 75 hits over 68 innings this year. ERA 6.45. He's not a great pitcher, which is nice to go when you're going against the Colorado offense. And Colorado actually 17th ahead of Seattle, the Padres, Cincinnati in average over the last 30 days. Nolan Jones obviously has a lot to do with that. That guy's raking. But Pinnacle at -149, Derek. What are the projections here for Davies on a pretty flat play? -115 here on the over 4.5 hits.
Projection is 6.3. So we're getting close to 2 hits over the line at very reasonable odds. This is just one where it seems mispriced. Davies is basically a pitch to contact pitcher who gives up a lot of contact, isn't very good. Yeah, he's facing a bad Rockies offense, but this number's just still too low. Pinnacle's at a -149. Every book's been moving up. And that's really all it comes down to. I don't like to do the well, he's gone over this many times thing, that the casual bettors do, like you said, but he's gone over this number 10 out of his 14 starts this year. It's just, the line is just too low.
Yeah, I think a lot of it obviously has to do with the Colorado offense. But like you said, Colorado doesn't like strikeout pitchers. Zach Davies is not a strikeout pitcher. Balls in contact, that's just plain probability of getting balls in play, regardless of who the guy is. Hoping for one of every 3 balls to basically be a hit in ball in play and move on and get you 5 hits. Zach Davies over 4.5 hits. What's that?
I said exactly.
Yeah, 300 Babbitt. Let's go. Yeah. -115. MGM still up amazingly. 3-2-1. If they didn't pull it yet, they wouldn't pull it now. As he's trying to bring it up. But we're going over there anyway right now for our next play. Zach Davies over 4.5 hits. That's it. Let's go to the next one. We're at MGM. This one's funny. I'd be surprised if this price is still here. It is moving. The next best are some are Botano and B-Win. So not everybody's books, but let's see if we can find it here. Let's stay in Arizona. Go Rockies, Diamondbacks. Let's click on it. Now, as always, be careful if it does move and they change the header on this. Let's go to pitcher hits allowed. +110, good.
Hold on one second.
As we watch the Zach Davies markets move.
+110 is fine.
All right, let's go. For release 6, Colorado starting pitcher Chris Flexen. Over 5.5 hits, +110 here at MGM. Chris Flexen over 5.5 hits, +110. That market's falling too. It will continue to fall as we see Zach Davis go from, what was that? What do we have at MGM? -115?
Davies was -115, yeah.
Okay, so now -125. That's moved 10 points. As my decimal conversion is just being flexed hard here. +110. Oh, boom. All right, so that's boom. We lost 10 points there quickly on Flexen. Pivot, as Evan suggests. If you missed that, +110 at DK.
Yeah, so it's not often we bet Rockies pitchers away from Coors, but this is another one where it just the value's there. The projection is just about 6.5, so we're getting close to a full hit over the line here. We're getting it at plus money, and that's really nice. There's a hitter's umpire here. It's a decent Arizona offense, and the bat likes it, and relative to the market, it's good. Pinnacle, Bovada, -106, -110 are at the bottom here. So at plus money, I'm liking this.
and the Rockies have no issue leaving Chris Flexen in, which is sometimes a handicap against the over hits, especially at the 5.5, like a rough inning and he's gone. No, Chris Flexen, since he's gone in, Colorado has actually given him a pretty good leash. 6 starts, 41 hits over 32 innings, 6 or more in 4 of them. Pinnacle was at -106, probably dropping as that keeps going. So Flexen over 5.5 hits plus 110. Not done yet. Couple more book-specific plays. Release number 7 over at DraftKings. Head over to White Sox at Royals. There's Mike Taylor dropping bet 99 at plus 115. Takuchi says a little SGP with the first 5 over seems like a solid play. I'm sure there's a pretty good solid correlation between those short leash guys, but probably projected somewhere in the 15 out market, and I would assume north of 3 earned runs.
Yeah, the Davies earned run prop actually looked really good too. The over 2.5 at like big plus money for anyone who's looking to do. Yeah.
Something to nibble on there. White Sox, Royals. Let's go hitter Ks. Hitter strikeouts. Get that scroll button ready. Past every first hitter prop imaginable.
All the way down.
We are getting into the September call-up section of baseball, and this guy doesn't even have a pitcher. Picture. Picture. Did it just move 5 points? Darn it. Oh, my God. What are you guys
hitting it before
Wow,
let's
crazy.
leave it.
Yeah, I went to 140. It was 155, and then it just got smashed 140.
I think 140's. I think 140's still okay. This was showing a lot of value to start with.
Okay, let's go. Release number 7 while it's still there. Kansas City prospect Nick Lofton under 0.5 Ks plus 140. You just saw it get smashed. I'm gonna believe that was your software, your numbers, because it was an added play late, so people were just getting to it. So it's just getting caught up now. Plus 155 was the high point of the market. Lost 15 points, but like Derek said, still some projections. I mean, 16 at bats is nothing to look at. And I'm sure hitting at the bottom of the order, a big pinch hit risk today. Boom, another 15 points. Boom. And then to 10 points.
Yeah. Oh man. That was rough watching it move like that. Yeah, there's a little bit of pinch hit risk here, but a lot of this just has to do with him being a very low strikeout guy to begin with. He only has 16 at bats so far, 6% K percentage, but in the minors, he was, in the teens. The bat and just about every other system's projecting him at about like a 16% K rate or so. So this is just a guy who doesn't strike out a lot against a pitcher who's not very good, and the potential for maybe some pinch hit if we're lucky. All
right, so we got that one in there. If producer Mick, now she gone. Just wanted to see. Let us know in the chat there if you're still there. Let us know what it is. Let us know what it fell to. Trading floor watching the stream. No, I just think with Derek's numbers, I think it came up later, and within 30 minutes, the market kind of caught up to something that was his numbers were showing slightly mispriced. Let's keep going. Release 8, same thing. DK. I wouldn't be surprised if this one has a similar fate as the other one. Toronto at Oakland. West Coast game, West Coast afternoon game. Player props, same thing. Scroll all the way down. Hitter Ks, same market. All right, so we need to be careful with this one because we have similar last names. For release number 8, the Octet, Jordan Diaz, Oakland batter, under 0.5 hitter strikeouts, plus 130. Jordan Diaz, don't be psyched out by the other Diaz. It's Jordan we're looking for here, plus 130. Similar thing we look for, obviously, in the hit markets. Short leash, left-handed pitcher, probably gets turned around with the right-hander coming in. Ryu is there. They are keeping a tight leash on him. He will not see more than 15 outs basically ever, and that just moved 15 points.
Yep. But that's exactly it. Ryu's been kept on a very short leash since coming back. Has not been allowed to go over 5 innings, which I was so tempted. His out market was 15.5. I'm so tempted to hit the under on that, but
and he's so efficient. He's so efficient. Like he can be 33
know.
pitches after 3 innings.
Yeah, so we didn't do that, but the Diaz one I like because he will probably have a short leash. Diaz does have that pinch hit risk, and he's not a huge strikeout guy anyway. So I like this number.
And Chris says OTB now, which makes sense after it probably just took an increase of 1,000% handle just in a handful of people betting it. I'm sure he wasn't getting a lot of action earlier this morning, but Jordan Diaz under 0.5 hitter case. So a big APAC here today. We got some afternoon games. We got lots of action going as I switch over to my degeneracy and see that Canada is just beating the pants off of Slovenia right now, 75-61. Not great for the bank account, but hopefully the back gives me some money back today. Let's recap another big day. Freddie Peralta under 7.5 Ks, minus 102. That was at FanDuel. Then we went Clark Schmidt under 6.5 Ks, minus 151. Tough pitching conditions at Yankee Stadium today. Then we went double dip on Ernie Clement under 0.5 hits, plus 165. Hit it today. Same situation for him today versus JP Sears. Then Matt Manning went back to Yankee Stadium in that tough environment. Matt Manning under 4.5 Ks plus money there, plus 102. Zach Davies over 4.5 hits, minus 115. Stayed in the same game. Chris Flexen over 5 hits, plus money, plus 110. Then we got to some individual DK plays here. Nick Lofton under 0.5 hitter case, plus 140. We literally watched that market fall apart. And then Jordan Diaz under 0.5 hitter case, plus 130. Same fate, went OTB, and that's what happens when you bet into liquid markets. Let's go. Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, 9:15. I know it's football season approaching us, but that could lead to a little bit of value in the market. Especially when less eyes are on the board, and especially for something like Thursday night football. And then Evan says, wait, blitz tomorrow. We will have blitz plays out today, recorded. I believe producer Mick will get those out today, if not first thing tomorrow morning. But Derek's got the plays. Derek's got the projections. The blitz is up and running. It's great to see. On Josh Ingles, he's Derek Carty. This is the Bat X Release Show on Covers. We'll see you back here Friday, 9:15.